Hey everyone, I'm back and we are getting started today on the new Gardening from Scratch series that I've been telling you about. And I've been really excited about this because I know there's a lot of you out there that are either brand new gardeners or maybe you have been gardening for a few years but you're starting a completely new garden and want some tips. But I am not alone today. We've got a special surprise guest. A lot of you probably already know this person, maybe subscribe to her channel on YouTube, but today we've got with us CaliKim.
Hi everyone.
And we are actually on location today at my sister-in-law Tammy's house. Hey Tammy.
Hi.
And she has an area in her yard that has been bare for quite some time. They've been in this house a few years, and we are going to talk about getting started basically from grass, from nothing. And so that should help any of you out there that are in a similar situation and want to learn some tips along the way. And this is going to be a 4-part series with a couple of follow-ups. And so today is just getting started and planning and kind of what to think about when you're getting into this whole new venture. The second video will actually be next Friday, and that's going to be starting seeds indoors. It's still cold here in Southern California, and our frost date is, still a few weeks away. And I'm sure most of you, your frost date is even further than that. So we're going to get started growing the seeds indoors until it's safe to plant them outside. And then the video after that is going to be the location. The location you have, the location you should have, and what's needed in that spot to get the best results. And then after that, we're going to do some hardening off, planting out, and getting the garden into full swing for spring. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell icon so you get notifications so you don't miss out on any of these videos. You guys ready to get started?
Yeah. Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Excited.
So the first thing I want to talk about is kind of the idea. Gardening can be overwhelming if you're just getting started. Are you overwhelmed?
Very, very.
So one of the things that I kind of found by accident is don't go full force with gardening right away. Start small, and then you can always grow as big as you want or as your yard will allow. I was short on resources and funds when I started mine, so I was kind of forced to do that. I think you were in a similar situation, but you have a theory on that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I know Tammy, being new into gardening, like Brian said, it might be really tempting to plant like a full farm full of vegetables because you're super excited about growing all your yummy, delicious food.
Yes.
But my motto is start simple and expand later.
Okay.
So I want to highly encourage you to ask yourself, what do you like to eat? And then just plant a few of those vegetables, 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4, since I know you have a good amount of space on the side of your house. And then as your confidence grows, as you get some more skills under your belt, then you're going to be able to expand little by little each time you plant.
Okay.
And before you know it, you will be growing a whole farm full of vegetables, but you don't want to get too overwhelmed at first.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Good. Now, Tammy, what vegetables does your family like to eat? Maybe pick 3 or 4, maybe 5 to start with.
I love peppers and tomatoes, zucchini and cucumbers. The kids love strawberries.
Oh.
Lettuce.
Oh, those are great ones to start with.
Yeah.
And I actually might be able to find some seeds for you.
Oh,
but yeah, your family is going to love having those delicious vegetables.
Oh, I can't wait.
And another thing is, when I got started, I tended to look through seed catalogs or whatever, and I found like the coolest looking things like that would look good on Instagram or whatever, or I could show people when they came over to see my garden. But then at the end of that year, or in the summer, I didn't really have anything I wanted to eat. It was just all cool looking stuff. So really focus, like we were just doing, on what you like to eat, not what you think people might like to see growing in your garden.
No, we love those. I can't wait to make a salad with the tomatoes and cucumbers and tell everyone that I grew them.
Oh, that's such a feeling of pride to be able to say, I grew this, and then to be able to share it with your family. It just feels so good. And those are really good basic vegetables to start with. That'll grow beautifully here.
Okay.
What are you excited about this whole thing?
Oh, so many things. Being able to do this with the kids and have them see from start to harvest, being able to show off my yard and look through the windows of the bedrooms and not see dirt and a blank wall anymore and see this all growing. And and being able to eat something that I know not only did I grow myself, but is healthy and no pesticides and weird stuff. And I'm excited for the whole thing.
Good.
I just don't want to kill it all. I want it all to grow.
Well, that brings us to the next. What are your fears? What are you afraid of? Everybody's got it.
Killing it. I've never done this before. I have always been so jealous of your amazing yard. And the kids and I love coming over and picking stuff from you. I always come and steal your tomatoes and peppers, but I want to do it myself, and I just want to make sure that I take good care of it and they don't die on me.
Well, you know what, Tammy? I can totally relate to that, because when I was a new gardener, I was afraid of the same thing, but I have killed so many plants over the years, and I still do, even after gardening for a long time. So just up front, plants are going to die. So just get prepared for that. But you want to plant enough backup so that if one does die, you can meet that challenge and put another plant in its place, and just realize that's part of the whole process and part of the learning process too. So there's never any failures. It's just all a learning experience, and have a great time with your family.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, don't sweat the things dying, because it will happen.
Okay.
Yep.
Move on, and you're going to get better every year.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I've got the best help helping me out.
And so do you. We're going to go through this together. I think now what we should do is go look at the location and just kind of see what we're working with, and also for you guys what the requirements are to grow vegetables successfully. I mean, we could plant them right here, but as you can see, it's a complete shade. So maybe some greens, some lettuces and stuff might work, but not the full garden of vegetables that you probably want. So let's head over and take a look.
Good. I can't wait to see it.
All right.
So this is a great spot for a garden. I mean, you've got full sun, you've even got reflected light off the wall, so even things on this shady wall on this side, you might be able to grow some greens, some lettuces, don't you think?
Oh, it's a great spot.
All right.
Yeah, a good combination, I think, of full sun, and then as the sun throughout the day, you'll have some areas that are shaded by the walls where you can grow some of the shade-loving plants as well.
Yeah.
Great.
And actually being pretty much in the middle of winter right now, you don't have that much shade, so it's only going to get more sunny as the year progresses. So that's good. So we are in the southern hemisphere, so we have most of our sun on the south side of our house. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's going to be opposite. So we have perfect sun. You want a water source that's semi-nearby, especially if you're going to be running a hose, and your water source is right back there. Now we're going to be doing drip irrigation, right?
Yes.
So we'll be doing a video in this series on that. And then, that really takes care of the watering.
Oh, you'll be perfect.
I mean, you have to check on it a little bit every once in a while, but to find out your frost dates is important, especially when we're starting seeds. You want to know how early to start those seeds indoors, because you don't want to put seedlings out when it's still going to frost. And so here we have a really long growing season. So for us, we have frost chance between December 20th and February 14th. Now, that can vary. I know last year, even in March, we were still having frost, which we don't even hardly get frost here.
A couple times a year, if that.
Yeah, but last year it was late. So it's up in the air, but those are pretty much your general, it gives you a general idea of when you should start looking for planting times. And generally when you plant seeds, it's 4 to 6 weeks before.
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes maybe 8 to 10 weeks, depending on what you're growing.
Yeah, so look at the seed packet and just calculate that out to know when you should be starting your seeds. Which brings us to seeds versus transplants. You may see, if you go to the garden center, a full assortment of things you can buy already growing that you can just stick in the ground. And then you can also grow things from seed. What do you do most often? I think I know the answer, but...
I mostly grow from seed, but I do like to have transplants on hand as well. Just because, well, I love growing from seed, number one, because it keeps your costs down, which I think is great. When you're first starting a garden, there's a lot of things to consider, but as quick, simple, and inexpensive as you can keep it to start with, all that much better. But the one thing I love about growing from seed is it opens up like a whole new world of varieties.
Yeah.
So if you happen to like purple peppers, you can get some purple pepper seeds. And a lot of times the garden centers just have the basic classic transplants. But growing from transplants can be good too if you don't have a lot of time. So you can pop a transplant in the ground or sometimes even do both. So you have vegetables to harvest at different times.
Okay.
Yeah, and talking about the money thing, I know I was doing a video on planting lettuce in the fall and I didn't have the seeds already started, so I went to Home Depot, and for 6 lettuce plants, it was $4. So it killed me to pay that much for 6 lettuce plants when I could get a pack of seeds for, you know, very little, and you have 100 or more lettuce plants. So another thing you can do, like with cauliflower I do a lot, is succession planting. So if you get some cauliflower transplants from the garden center and you plant those, and at the same time plant some cauliflower seed, then you're going to have a longer harvest because the ones that are the transplants are going to produce sooner, and then following that will be the seed ones.
Great.
So that's, I think, kind of the argument between the two. I think seeds win most often, probably 90% of the time. Do what you're comfortable with and that you have time for.
Absolutely. I think it's important, like when you're first starting out, just to experiment with different things, try some seeds, try some transplants, and then see which method that you like the best.
Okay.
Or maybe try a little bit of both.
That sounds great too, because then they're not all at the same time. I can only eat so much cauliflower.
Exactly.
Yep, that's
Spread
true.
it out a little
Stagger
bit.
it out. That'll be nicer.
And you can do that with seeds too. You know, plant some and then maybe 3 weeks later plant another batch of the same kind, so you have a longer harvest.
Okay.
So speaking of seeds, Kim makes it really easy because she has developed her own seed collections. And so it groups, you know, whether you're starting to grow, you have a salsa collection, which I love because it's everything all in one. So you don't have to know if cauliflower grows in the spring or the fall. You don't have to know if carrots grow, you know, whenever it is, because it's labeled. You have a fall collection, you have a spring collection.
Yes.
And I think a lot of what you want to grow is actually in her seed collection, in your spring, right?
Yeah,
in the spring seed
absolutely.
collection.
Nice.
Yes, when I first started growing a garden myself, being new, I didn't have any idea what seeds to buy, so it was really hard to go and try and pick out different seeds for different seasons. So then what I wanted to do as a gardener, after gardening for many years, is make it really easy for people. So that people like you who haven't gardened before can go, okay, it's spring right now, I'm going to grab the spring garden collection and get my garden going. So again, keeping in mind my motto of keep it simple and expand later, I did bring some things for you here. Actually, I'm going to let you open that.
Oh my goodness, how nice.
And then we can talk about what they are and talk about how you can get started with them.
Too. Wow. I'll take that. Oh, look at these.
So
How
that would be the spring
amazing.
garden seed collection. So that's a good kind of combination of warm weather vegetables. The basic ones that you want to grow, like tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, some herbs. And then this one here is called Bring on the Pollinators, which it's super important, obviously, to have flowers in your garden to bring the bees in.
Yes.
So that's actually my cool weather flower collection, so you can get a plant first thing in the spring. I love to have people start with lettuce because it's one of the easiest things to grow, and it grows fast, so you get a quick harvest of salads that you want to feed your family.
Oh, nice.
And then, of course, we have to have our herbs, right?
Yes.
Our basil,
yes.
I believe there's cilantro, parsley,
salsa.
chives,
Nice.
and things like that. So you can have your basic spring vegetables, your lettuce, your flowers, and your herbs to start your garden.
Oh, this sounds
and I think
amazing.
that will plenty fill this area.
Definitely.
That sounds amazing. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much.
You're so
And I gotta talk about this. This is Kim's new book, and I'm so proud of this book for you because I mean it's exactly the book I would have written because this is the book for you, step by step, literally holding someone's hand, walking them through the entire year of gardening.
That's what someone needs.
Yes,
That's
it
what I
breaks it
need.
down, makes it easy for you. Homegrown vegetables made easy, no experience required. So no matter how much or how little space you have, it's going to take you through, and even installing drip irrigation, like you mentioned. You want to get that installed here, has step-by-step instructions. And I signed it for you too, so that you can have it for your family.
Thank you
and I love helping new gardeners get started, so hopefully it'll be a fun process for your whole family to get involved with together.
Thank you.
You're very
this
welcome.
is so
My
exciting.
pleasure.
And it's not just a book for beginners because I've been gardening 30 plus years, and in fact, I'm stealing one of your ideas for my next week's video because she's got some really great ideas on starting seeds indoors and the lighting.
Oh, good.
Which if you've seen my contraptions that I put together, it's not really something I can pass on as a DIY because it's not simple and it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, and you can get this book where?
At CaliKimGardenandHome.com. You can get signed copies. There's links to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you want to purchase it.
Okay.
Absolutely. And the seed collection.
And the seed collection, I'll have all those links down below in the description.
These are great.
On the next video, we're going to be starting our seeds indoors.
All right.
So we can get off to a fast early start.
Good.
And that's going to be next Friday. So make sure between now and then, that's your homework, get your seeds. I'll have links to Kim's website down below. Get the seeds you want to grow so we can all start together. And then another thing I wanted to mention is last month I put out a request to all of you to find out what you wanted to see me do videos on this year. And there was an overwhelming majority for container growing and small space gardening. And so we're going to be doing a second series. I'm not sure when it's starting, but we're going to do a second series where I'm going to actually set up an area that's about the size of the balcony I used to have when I lived in the apartment. And we're going to grow in containers together and find a bunch of fun and creative ways to do that. So stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and hit that bell icon. So before we finish up, I wanted to say thank you for joining us for this kickoff here. You know, you were my inspiration on starting my channel, so it's only appropriate that you're here for the kickoff of this series, which I think is going to be a great one.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for having me. I cannot wait to see what your garden's going to look like in a couple of months, Tammy.
Thank you so much. I
You'll have to
really
come
appreciate
back and
everything.
check on it.
I'm excited. Please do.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd love to.
Where can everyone find you?
Well, on YouTube, my channel is CaliKim Garden and Home. On Instagram and Facebook, you can find me under CaliKim. And my website is CaliKimGardenandHome.com.
Perfect. And I want to thank you for letting us invade your space. And we're going to do a great job. And I'm telling you right now, if Tammy can do this, you all can do this.
He's right.
Absolutely.
He's
and
right.
she's going to do it.
Yeah.
She's going to do
If
it.
you
Do it
kill
together.
a few plants along the way, you're going to be fine.
All right. Thank
stick with
you
it.
both so much. I would never have had the courage to start this project, but I am so excited and I'm getting the best help. So thank you.
And so are you
pleasure.
guys.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining us, and we will see you guys next time.
See you later.
Bye. Cut.
Instagram and Facebook. If you type in CaliKim, I'll pop up. And my...
That needs to make
That's
the
going to
bloopers.
be a good outtake.
That's
You should literally,
a blooper
seriously,
reel.
Brian.
So until next time, that's not how I say it.